morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst's online service on June 7th, 2020. I'm Reverend Michelle Buhite, and I'm the minister of this congregation. We are so glad that you have chosen to worship with us today. Please see our website, uuamherst.org, or the emailed weekly update for opportunities to connect and grow your soul.
Hi everyone, it's Dave Coffey, your board chair. Here once again to remind you of the upcoming annual meeting, which is now just 1 week away on June 14th at noon. So we will be conducting the meeting virtually via Zoom, and I'll have more to say about that shortly. But first, I just want to review what we will be doing at the meeting. So first, we will attempt to pass a budget for the next year. We will be conducting elections for the Board of Trustees, for the Nominating Leadership Development Committee, and for the Endowment Trust. And finally, we will be considering a revision to the charter of the Endowment Trust to put it more in line with the bylaws of the church. So regarding the conduct of the meeting, there's some technical issues that the board has been trying to work out. So again, we will be conducting the meeting via Zoom. So we will send out a message to you all letting you know how to access the meeting. There will be a link or some other similar thing that you will have to enter into a browser or the Zoom app to get to the meeting. If you either don't have the necessary technology, a computer that can run Zoom, or perhaps you have more people in your family who are voting members than you have computers that can access Zoom, we will have to direct you to phone lines where you can call in for the purpose at least of voting, so that we can make sure that we have a different line for everybody who is going to vote. The other issue with voting is the participation of non-members. So we would like non-members to be able to attend the meeting, but of course we cannot let them register votes. So if you are a non-member and you wish to attend, please send an email to me or Scott Harrigan to let us know, and we can determine how we will try to accommodate that. Also, if you are one of these people who needs to use a phone line, as I just described, please also let me or Scott know, so once more that we can assess how big of an issue that's going to be. So we really don't want this technology issues to prevent people from attending. It's really important that we do reach our quorum. So in order to iron out any of the technical issues that may arise and to allow all of you to become acquainted with the technology for getting on to the meeting and also doing votes, we will be conducting 2 dry runs of the meeting. So the first one will be this Thursday at 7 p.m. and then the second will be Saturday at 2 p.m. So you can practice doing your votes, and I can assure you that we have the best technology for counting them up. So everything will run smoothly, I'm sure, next Sunday, and we will have a great meeting.
We begin our time together by lighting the chalice. The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism, the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of our commitment to bring more justice and compassion to a hurting world. May the flame we ignite burn brightly in our hearts and shine through our lives. It's been said that Unitarian Universalism is the religion that puts its faith in you, trusting each individual to engage in the spiritual journey and to reach our own conclusions about spiritual matters. We do that in beloved community, as we support one another in faith and friendship. In that spirit, this congregation has created a covenant, a sacred promise of how we will strive to be with one another. I hope you'll join me in speaking the words of our covenant. Together we promise to gather in compassionate community, to celebrate diversity of thought and unity of spirit, and to seek wholeness for ourselves, our children, and our world. So I'm looking for sticks. Apparently I've come to the right place to find just a few sticks. So I was reading in my favorite book of stories, one of Aesop's parables. And it's a parable about a father who was growing older and was nearing the end of his life and was really concerned about his sons, who were so contentious. They never seemed to agree on anything, and the father could sort of foresee the future and that it was not looking good for his family. And so one day he went out in the woods, kind of like this. And as he was pondering how he could communicate to his sons, he looked around and he noticed that all around him were sticks, fallen branches. And so he picked up a few, different sizes, different widths. And as he held the bundle of sticks in his hand, he thought, yes, this is how I will demonstrate my concerns to my sons. And he went back home. And his sons came over a little later, maybe for dinner, and their father said, I want each of you to hold on to this bundle of sticks, one at a time, and I want you to try with all your might to break them. And so each of the sons did, just like I am now, and I really can't do it. They couldn't break the bundle. And so they passed it back to their father, looking at him expectantly, because that was kind of a weird thing to be asked to do. And he said, and now, just take one of the sticks out of the bundle and break it. And each son took a stick and without any problem broke it. And the father said, if you will be together, if you will live in one accord, there is nothing that can break you, nothing that can separate you. But if you are divided, then like that single stick, you will be broken. Wise words from Aesop. In Buffalo, the first Sunday in June is traditionally Pride Sunday, when we honor and celebrate our LGBTQIA plus ancestors and siblings, and renew our commitment to end the hatred and discrimination they continue to endure. As Unitarian Universalists, people who affirm both the inherent worth and dignity of every person and the reality that we are all part of an interdependent web, we know that there is no they. There is only we. Today's worship service will be a journey of compassion, bearing witness and opening our hearts and minds to those who need our loving care in these difficult days. To put us in the right heart space and to prepare us for what is to come, we turn to Dr. Glenn Thomas Rideout and the 2016 General Assembly Choir as they sing David Frazier's I Need You to Survive.
I need you, you need me, we're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me, we're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Listen, I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to. Let's sing together. I pray You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with the words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I need you. I need you. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with the words. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with the words from my mouth. One more time, I pray for you. I you pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with the words from my mouth. I love you. Let every need be supplied. I need you to survive.
I need you to survive. On this Pride Sunday, I hold in my heart all my LGBTQIA plus friends who did not survive. Some were victims of the AIDS crisis. Some were victims of self-destructive responses to a world that refused to see their beauty and worth. Some continue to struggle with loneliness and depression. My friends, I need you to survive. You bring such love, color, and light to the world. The world needs you to survive. The young people who will question their identity and their capacity for love need beloved mentors and ancestors. You didn't sign up to be a role model. No one ever does. The world needs you to survive. We need you to thrive. America has blood on its hands, our hands. If we do not push back and do the hard work of self-reflection to see our own complicity in systems of oppression and violence toward marginalized people, the blood is on our hands. Young black men who find a system that is continually stacked against you, we need you to survive. Black and Latinx mamas and daddies and families who bear a disproportionate burden of discrimination, hate, and incarceration, we need you to survive. We need you to live in freedom and in the light of peace and hope. For all people of color, no matter your ancestry, I see you. I see how white supremacy culture others you and tries to make you less than. I acknowledge my own complicity in that and reaffirm my vow to do better, to be better, to learn and change and grow. Because we need you to survive. We need you to thrive, so together we can make a more beautiful, loving, and just world. Let me share with you the words of Marcus Foliano, Project Manager of the Unitarian Universalist Association Commission on Institutional Change, supporting the LGBTQIA+ community and addressing racism and white supremacy in our faith. Lately, we've been speaking a lot about the intersectionality of justice work, and Marcus is embodying that spectrum of witness, heart work, and action. Marcus says this: "The justice work of liberal religion must go deeper than showing up for justice. We have a moral obligation to do the heart work, to be more evangelical about our faith." I know. I just said the E word. What does it mean to be more evangelical about our faith? I'll tell you what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean showing up in the ways that those who have branded themselves as evangelical show up, with self-righteousness and discrimination. Our faith calls us to show up in love and with courage. Our faith calls us to witness, protest, and protect whenever another's inherent worth is being threatened. To be evangelical is to be zealous in advocating something. To be evangelical in our faith is not to wear it as a noun, but to live it as an adjective. We have a moral obligation to do the heart work, to understand why we show up for justice. We show up because it's part of our religious DNA. We show up because we are Unitarian Universalists. As Unitarian Universalists, the very tenets of our faith, our principles, guide us in personal and collective justice making. Our foundational principles, the first and seventh, affirming the inherent worth and dignity of each person and recognizing our place in and responsibility to the interdependent web of existence, act as bookends or the container for the principles that affirm justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, the use of the democratic process, and the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. If we do not internalize and uphold these principles, we're not actually Unitarian Universalists. Does that statement shock you or hurt your feelings? In our faith, there is no creedal test. You don't have to believe in God or an afterlife or an origin study beyond the findings of science. But there are 7 principles that define us and a hopefully soon-to-be adopted 8th principle that affirms our commitment to racial justice. It matters what we believe. It matters what we affirm and promote. It matters what we do. As Jesus said, we shall be known for our fruits, the results and products of our lives, not our rugged individualism, our lofty ideas, or good intentions. Fruits. Earlier in our Time for All Ages, we learned about how much stronger a bundle of sticks is than each individual stick. If we are the sticks, we are stronger together. We can do more together. We can be more fruitful and more courageous together. Yes, showing up is important. Centering marginalized voices where we learn to be followers rather than leaders and support and follow the lead of those who experience injustice, oh, that is important work too. The following footage is from this week's Faith Leaders protest at Buffalo City Hall and the Erie County Detention Center. The call to action came from the organizers at Voice Buffalo, and every effort was made to center the voices of Black religious leaders.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest.
Oh, how can you
We
rest?
who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Until the killing of black men, black mothers, sons is as important as the killing of white men, white mothers, sons. Sing with us. We who believe in freedom cannot rest.
Oh, how can you
We
rest?
who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. The older I get, the better I know that the secret to my going on is when the reins are in the hands of the young who dare to run against the storm, not needing to clutch for power, not needing for the light just to shine on me. I need to be one in the number as we stand against tyranny. Well, now we who believe in freedom cannot rest.
Don't you
We
rest?
who believe in freedom cannot rest until rest. You know that struggling myself don't mean a whole lot. I've come to realize that teaching others to stand up and fight is the only way my struggle survives. I'm a woman who speaks in a voice, and I must be heard. At times I can be quite difficult, but to no man's word. And know that we who believe in freedom cannot rest.
Oh, don't you
We
rest?
who believe in freedom cannot rest until one more time now. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. Do you believe? Do you believe? Do you believe in freedom?
Let's pause for a moment to take in what we've learned so far today and to affirm the important work we are engaged in as people of faith. We know that we pick fruit from trees we did not plant, and we drink water from wells we did not dig. We know that this is as it should be, so long as we dig and plant for those who will come after us. May we never tire of digging and planting, of picking and drinking, doing the work and enjoying the fruits of our labor. I urge you to take this moment and text your financial support to the number on your screen, or go to our website, uuamherst.org, and click on the giving link. Your ongoing support through pledges and weekly offerings are vital to our ability to remain strong and to share the life-saving message of Unitarian Universalism. Please enjoy this musical offering from UU Amherst member Nanette Cosbey.
Hi everyone, this is a new song called If I Sing. It sounds discouraging, but it's actually hopeful. If I sing from the darkness, will you extinguish the flame? Then tell me I'm to blame. If I sing from the darkness while searching for light, if I sing from frustration, will you shackle my heart? then deny your own part. If I sing from frustration, just wanting what's right, and I beg you to show me the goodness within, 'cause my vision is fading and my patience is thin. And if we stop listening, then we will never win. If I sing from my ignorance, will you slam every door? Deny me to learn more. If I sing from my ignorance, with wisdom in view, if I sing from seclusion, do you embrace the divide? Ensure it stays high and wide. If I sing from seclusion, inching nearer to you. And I beg you to show me the goodness within, 'cause my vision is fading and my patience is thin. And if we stop listening, then we will never, never, never win. Thank you. Stay safe, all.
Nanette sang, "I beg you to show me the goodness within." Marcus Foliano said, "The justice work of liberal religion must go deeper than showing up for justice. We have a moral obligation to do the heart work, to be more evangelical about our faith." It's time to go deeper, my friends. Time to live into this faith that has called us. In the words of Olympia Brown, we are to stand by this faith, which has comforted us in sorrow, strengthened us for noble duty, and made the world beautiful. What does that look like? I'm so glad you asked. Unitarian Universalists across the country are joining together to UU the vote. This nonpartisan faith initiative, in partnership with broader justice movements, will engage our neighbors, educate our communities, mobilize voters, and rally around key ballot initiatives. We are not telling people how to vote. We are living into our fifth principle, affirming and promoting use of the democratic process, and helping people to register to vote, and then helping in whatever process will be appropriate for them to vote. We have witnessed systematic voter suppression, whether it is individuals being purged from voting rolls, or cities, counties, and states across the nation reducing the availability of polling places, or the abhorrent practice of gerrymandering to distort representation. All of these make it impossible for many of the nation's most vulnerable and marginalized to take part in our democracy. Of late, we have seen a terrifying upsurge in authoritarianism at the federal level. This will have an impact on voters, most particularly in marginalized communities, whether it is people of color, the elderly, or indigenous people, the LGBTQIA+ community, or others whose voices are being intentionally suppressed. Our young people could come out in vast numbers and have a real impact, but too many have lost hope in the process and are understandably cynical about their ability to change the status quo. We can help to change that. And so, we are called to UU the vote, to do what we can to make democracy accessible and conceivable for all. We are called to do the heart work, the personal and collective reflection that broadens our understanding and creates compassion, enabling us to do the work of sharing our faith. We share our faith not to save souls, but to grow the awesome souls each of us already has. We share our faith to have a meaningful impact on this world, not some other, this lifetime, not an afterlife. We must come together in love and commitment and create the container that lifts up those whose voices would otherwise be lost. We must work for the great turning the planet and all of life is dying to experience. As our association president, Reverend Susan Frederick Gray, said this week, it matters that we support the uprisings whose goal is the liberation of Black people and communities who for too long have been crushed by white supremacy, militarism, and capitalism. We must find the sources within ourselves to give us courage in this moment, to resist, to risk, to sacrifice for this movement that needs all of us to succeed, to be midwives for a new era in which all of us will be free.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Thank you for joining us in worship today. We extinguish our chalice with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Travel light and travel easy, till I see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend. Each morning I hold each of you in my heart, and I offer this prayer with which I will close our service today. May you be happy and healthy, loved and loving, courageous and strong. May you know peace and joy, and may you share the light of love with a dark and hurting world. Amen. Ashe. Blessed be.
Really?
I'd rather have James.